Hello, everybody. Today we are talking about maps. Maps are tools that help us find our way. They're photographs taken from up in the sky looking down. On some of them, we're able to see streets and buildings from the city. On other maps, we see mountains, rivers, or lakes. Maps have been used for millions of years. The most ancient maps were carved on a rock. On them, we were able to see mountains and caves. Today, we can find maps on computers. We can find them through GPS, or we can even use our phones to find a map to get us to where we need to go. All maps have things in common. In all maps, you'll find the cardinal points, which are north, south, east, and west. You can also find places that you would normally be able to see in real life. But sometimes they draw them very small so you're able to see them on the map. So they may not be the exact picture, but it's a picture that you can recognize so that you can find it on a map. Maps use symbols to represent real sites. Many use a blue line to represent a river and a triangle to represent a mountain. You can look at a key, the key of a map key, to see what the symbol means. So for example, right here we see a key and it says that a blue line means a river, a circle with a star means a capital, a black dot means a city, and a line on the edge means a state border. So all of this right here is a state border, but if you can see right here, these little squiggly lines, that's the river. And right here, you can see the little dots. You can't see very well the capitals, but I'm sure they're on there if we zoom in. And then right here, you'll see the dots. All of those dots are cities or capitals for those states. And if you look at this map as well, you can see the cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. Maps are used different ways. We can see highways that help people find their way to new places. We can also use other kinds of map to find different states and countries. On a globe, we're able to see the Earth by how it would look in space. So a globe, that's how the Earth would look if there was like an astronaut looking down from space. So the globe, that's what it looks like if you were looking down to the Earth from space. Maps show us different places on Earth, but they have to make the pictures and the keys and the symbols, they have to make them really small so they'll fit on the paper that we're using. But they use symbols all the time. For example, on this map, this is a map of the London Zoo. They used animals to show where those animals are located in the zoo. So they'll use images or figures to represent a real object. So if you look right here, there's different animals, and that represents where they're located in the zoo. But you can also see that there's like a pond right here and like a little creek that runs through it. So those are images of things that you probably will find at the zoo so that you can find the different animals that you want to visit for that particular zoo. And all maps use symbols, but not all of them use the same symbols. Every map has a legend or a key. And so, for example, this is a key, and those indicate what the different symbols mean. So, for example, right here, this is a picture that this person is using to indicate a school. So, this person is using a different picture for a school, a library, an Apple store, a red pen store, and a house. So every map has different symbols for the different things that they're including in their map. So what you can find in a map is you can find a key. The key indicates the different things, the meaning of whatever the symbol is that they're using on their map. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, you can see the cardinal points as well. Most maps have to have a cardinal point so that you know which way you need to go to follow that map. So almost all maps, they should have that cardinal points so that you're able to find out how or which direction that you need to go. Maps help you find your way. They indicate what direction you want to go in relation to other directions. So on maps, we use cardinal points to show us which way to go. So remember I said that almost all maps have cardinal points because they tell us which way we need to go. So the cardinal points are, do you remember what the cardinal points are? North, south, east, and west. Very good. Maps have symbols. They have a symbol that is called the compass rose, which is this one. So those cardinal points are on something called the compass rose. And they normally use this to show us the four different directions that they have to, the four different directions, which is north, south, east, and west. And it's in the shape of a star. The compass rose shows us which direction north, south, east, and west are on the map. The cardinal points are not just points on a map. They are places on the earth. Look at the cardinal point right here. If you look at this cardinal point, if you see the north, do you see north right here? Yeah, if you look at the north, it's pointing, which way is it pointing? North. And that's, when it's pointing north, it's pointing towards the North Pole. So it's pointing to the North Pole. And when we see it, it's south, the south is pointing to the, yes, to the South Pole. So this the cardinal points or the compass rose is pointing north towards the North Pole and south towards the South Pole.